Any official messages about that? You don't have to worry about being charged with that. Mac shifted to prop himself against the headboard, where I couldn't see his screen. I don't? Obviously not. Mac patted my shoulder, but kept his eyes on his screen. You have a really solid alibi. But do I really? I had hoped not to broach the subject of whether or not Mac would have my back, at least not so early in the morning, but needs must. Mac twisted his fingers through my hair and gently tilted my head toward him. If I were to deny a thrill went through me, would you believe me? He looked me in the eye. I know you were in a hotel in Seattle, though I would prefer if we didn't go into great detail about it, for the sake of my professional reputation. Sure, but if we have to... Did I believe that Mac's sole concern about being revealed to have slept with me was police integrity related? No, not for a second. But I also didn't want to argue about it. Call me lazy. You have an alibi. Mac released his grip. Did Evelyn say if anything was taken? No, but I can ask. I started to tap out the question. No need. My cousin's already telling me about it. He wants me to verify your whereabouts, which I am doing right now, Mac stated firmly. So what actually happened? I asked. Not only were Evelyn's texts uninformative, but their disjointed nature worried me. She was old and probably wasn't all that familiar with texting, but still. I can't tell you. Mac continued his laser-tight focus on his concealed phone screen. Oh, come on. She's okay, all right, Mac said. But I can't tell you anything more. Not before the sheriff has decided what information to release. That's for your own protection, Drew, so that you don't appear to have information that only the police and the perpetrator would have. Oh, right. That said, I can't stop you from going straight to the source. I bet Evelyn would love to tell you all about it. She isn't the type to say so, but I think it would reassure her to have you visit her. I will do that. I tapped out a query and shot it out into the ether. Evelyn didn't immediately reply, so I started my morning routine. When I emerged from the bath, I saw that Mac had already gone, but he left me a note that read, Have to go talk with Seattle PD. Meet me on the ferry. The ride back to the island proved uneventful. We sat together, though once outside the hotel space, Mac reverted to his blandly friendly demeanor, his professional face. It annoyed me more than I thought it would, but I couldn't stop myself from wanting to be near him, thirsty for his attention. What do you think the odds are of having a murder and an assault happen in the same week? I asked. Good if they happened at the same place and time, Mac replied. These were a few days apart. Still, the chances of them being related are better than average. Please, Mac, don't overstate it. I can't stand it when you're such a drama queen. Belatedly, I noticed that more than a few of the ferry seats were occupied by familiar faces. Not people I knew by name, but I'd seen them around town. I toned it down. Are you going to go see Evelyn and Julie with me? No, I'm going to the station before I pick up the investigation, Mac said. What are your plans after that? For the investigation? I'm not sure. Please be joking. I'm really not. I lowered my voice below the range of the gaggle of commuting snoops who surrounded us. I need this thing solved, like yesterday. I understand that. What you don't seem to get is that these things take time, and some crimes never get solved, and you just have to live with that. Mac's deadpan delivery communicated more to me than mere words could. A solution is not guaranteed, no matter how big a nuisance you make of yourself. That does nothing to reassure me that I'm not going to be wrongfully convicted, you realize, I informed Mac. I'm sorry I have to put it bluntly, Mac said, but it's like you're not capable of perceiving that you're not a law enforcement officer. Mac spoke without anger, more with incredulity at my arrogance. Okay, let's say you do figure out who this murderer is. What do you think you're going to do? perform a citizen's arrest?
That's only for felonies committed in your presence. I'm assuming you weren't present for either of these felonies?